And we begin in Abuja, where the president has sent the names of 46 ambassadorial nominees to the Senate for confirmation. Those to be confirmed include Senator Olorunimbe Mamora, representing Lagos State, Justice George Oguntade, also from Lagos State, and Dr. Uzoma Eminike from Abia State, Dr. Clifford Zira from Adamawa State, Baba Madugu from Bauchi State, and Mrs. Pauline Tallon, representing Plateau State, are also among those to be approved by the lawmakers. However, a federal lawmaker, Senator Philip Baduda, faulted the list, protesting the non-inclusion of a nominee from the Federal Capital Territory. In the northwest, the Kaduna state government has released a gazette declaring the Islamic movement in Nigeria as an unlawful society. The media spokesman for the state governor, Samuel Aruwan, told journalists at a news conference that the group is not a registered organization in the state and its members have refused to conduct themselves with full adherence to law. He explains the state government has no intention to ban any duly registered religious group except for those that are illegal and threaten the peace and security of Kaduna State.
The Kaduna State government did not and cannot ban any religion. It solemnly declares unlawful a specific group that continues to threaten public order in the states. The IMN was never a registered organization, and it refused to conduct itself with full adherence to the laws of these states. Before it was declared unlawful, the IMN had consistently blocked roads and inconvenienced road users. It had occupied without permission facilities that did not belong to it. IMN ignored the law and neglected the obligations of civility. The Kaduna State government insists that only law enforcement agencies have the authority to act to prevent and deter violations of the law or arrest violators. We have warned that mob action will not be permitted under any guise.
Also concerning law enforcement, over 73 people suspected of committing crimes ranging from theft to murder have been apprehended in Delta, Rivers and Osun states. The suspected culprits were paraded at the police headquarters in the capital cities of both states, while those caught operating along the waterways in Delta State were arrested and are being processed by the Naval Command at Warri. Meanwhile, the newly appointed Commissioner of Police in Osun State wants his officers and men to adopt a people-centered policing strategy.
The waters of Wogono and Abonema in Okrika and Port Harcourt local government areas of Rivers State in South Nigeria seem serene and uneventful. But in the space of 3 days, based on intelligence reports, patrol teams have swooped in and impounded 2 barges and the MV Woodpecker, containing in all about 250,000 litres of suspected illegally refined crude oil. 4 suspects who steered these vessels have also been apprehended. In the words of the commander of the NNS Pathfinder, who is also at the head of this rescue operation, under his watch, there is no hiding place for crude oil thieves and illegal oil bunkerers.
Wherever they are, I mean the dubious people that are engaged in this business, we will continue to fish them out.
And at the NNS headquarters in Warri, Delta State, suspects of waterway crimes have been divided into 3 groups.
One group impersonators, another group is made up of oil thieves.
The third group is of suspected pirates. Items found with them are speedboats, pumping machines, and other tools of the nefarious trade. At the Delta State Police Command in Asaba, the capital, it's a windfall of suspects with an array of recovered weapons, including guns and machetes, conspicuously displayed. They are accused of several crimes, including murder.
We have 22 robbery suspects arrested. Cultists arrested, we have 20. Kidnappers, suspected kidnappers. We have 14.
Elsewhere in the southwest, armed robbery seems to be the predominant vice in Osun State, where 5 suspects have been picked from various parts and brought to Osogbo, the state capital. This detainee protests his arrest.
Almost a month now without inquiry, without going to anywhere. 2 days make one, remain 2 days now to make 1 month. Now they are telling the commissioner that they took me down to Ibadan 2 times. I didn't do anything.
Meanwhile, the Commissioner of Police, who just resumed office in October, is holding a 3-day seminar where he reminds his officers that the sum of a policeman's activities is geared towards protecting the rights of the people. Security agents across the 3 states are pledging continuous vigilance to apprehend all cadres of criminals and are asking for the continued cooperation of members of the public.
Another type of criminal is smugglers, and suspected smugglers have been arraigned before the Magistrate Court in Ikeja, Lagos, by the Nigeria Customs Service Federal Operations Unit Zone A. The suspects were arraigned before the court on a 9-count charges of smuggling prohibited items. The suspects, armed with various dangerous weapons, had on the 13th of October 2016 incited a mob attack against operatives of the Customs Service, which resulted in a shootout between men of the service and smugglers in Alakuko area of Lagos, until men of the Lagos State Police Command and a reinforcement of the Customs Service came by. The 2 suspects have been remanded in Ikoyi prison, awaiting trial, and the case has been adjourned to February 15, 2017. In the meantime, the Controller General Federal Operations Unit Zone A, Mr. Mohammed Dairu, has commended the Lagos State Commissioner of Police for the prompt deployment of his men to douse the tension and avert a total breakdown of law and order in that incident. And now, in a bid to address the alarming devastation caused by flooding across the country, the House of Representatives is calling on the executive to make urgent and special releases from the Ecological Fund to Osun and other states to assist them permanently check the effects of the seasonal flooding problem. The motion raised by Representative Moji Dalabi drew the attention of members to the challenges some of the states are facing economically, which makes it difficult to manage the crisis. The motion passed unanimously, and 3 committees of the House have been mandated to meet with the Ministry of Environment and other relevant government agencies to ensure prompt execution of flood control projects in the 2016 budget.
The House is concerned that the economic challenges facing the nation has seriously challenged the capacity of flood-prone states to solely bear the cost of funding flood control and management measures without intervention by the federal government and other donor agencies, with the attendant threat to lives and property of their citizens. The House is concerned that the sources of livelihood of the victims of the recent flooding in Osun and other affected states have been terribly paralyzed, necessitating immediate intervention by way of emergency financial and material relief to cushion the effect of the recent flooding and thereby assist the government concerned to alleviate the suffering of the victims, as well as put in place enduring infrastructures that could contain the anticipated massive flooding, as recent early warning notices indicate.